Now we're at the car wash here. Got the motorcycle all car washed and stuff. Pipes as well. Might try to reuse them. Looks kind of naked. Let it drip off a little bit. Now strap her down. Wash it again with some Dawn or something. Give it a good bath now that I got the top layer of crud off. I can get down to the nitty gritty. Making progress. Alright, let's do some quick mock-ups. Got a little piece of plywood type stuff. Particle board, whatever you call it. We're gonna set our big motor in here and see where it's at. Got the motor about where I believe it needs to be. Set the chain on here off of El Dingo and kind of lined it up with the rear sprocket. Get a sprocket for it. The bike sprocket is quite a bit bigger. It's either 420, 50, or maybe 60 chain. But just for lining purposes, I just got a little wire tie holding the end of the chain on. And going down the track it's supposed to go. There's, if you can see them, a couple of wear marks. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. It kind of shows you where the chain used to go. So we can use them, like I said, to line up a bit. Looks like this chain's got a little bend to it in the middle, but we're not using it anyway. Well, let's do some measurements and see how far it is up and over and the different measurement points we have. Alrighty, let's see where we're at here. Looks to be a little bit high. Be about 4 3/4. It's over a bit. It's about 5. No, it's about 4 1/2, I guess. Yeah, so it seems over just a bit. And a little on the high side. I don't know, that ain't got a whole lot of room for the chain. Let's try a board, see how everything lines up. Rear axle, pivot point. I don't know, it looks pretty good to me, guys. Right, bottom of the tire, or the axle. Got it here. Dude, that looks pretty nice. Alrighty, and then if the motor is placed there, let's see how that is for centered wise. Back of the motor is inside the frame rail. And the front of the motor, it's shaded a little bit here. Oh, it's well inside the frame rail. Well, let's say the sprocket is inside the frame rail. So yeah, it's centered on the frame, I guess, pretty well. Alrighty. That still gives us minimum 7 inches. By like at least 16 or so. could put a stack of batteries up there, and even go over a bit if we need to. That's an awful big pocket right there. I just wonder if the motor got stuffed up in there, you'd have this whole opening for batteries. I'm doing some figuring on the bike here. I slid in the bottom bolt here. It goes all the way across that the original motor was mounted on. I also slid a 5/16 rod through both of these to see if maybe I put the motor on an angle and attach it to that bolt and this bolt. And it seems to hold it out a bit too far. Try a couple other things. Still working on motor placement. The rear motor mount, rear lower motor mount, it's a through bolt that goes from this side of the frame all the way through the other side of the frame. So I was thinking if I put a plate on it, something like that, I could bolt this plate to that plate. It could be welded to a tube that could mount on this motor mount, or it could mount on that bolt. Let's see where our measurements are on this. It's a little on the tall side. A little bit wider or further out than it was before. That's kind of close. Well, here's that through bolt. That's the rear motor mount. And this was a spacer on this side for the motor. I'm going to put it in the middle now just for measurement purposes. The idea is to have a metal plate about this wide where it fits right between these here basically, but it'll have 2 or 3 attachment points, and then our motor will sit up on that. I'm thinking basically like that. See what our measurements come out to. It's pretty high. Let's drop it down a bit. Well, I think that's pretty close. Got it sitting on this rear frame bar. It's also sitting on this motor mount bar bolt here. And then for right now it's just sitting on the jack stand in the front. I think we'll make a metal plate that comes out to about here that we can weld a piece on that actually bolts to here. So we'll have a motor mount plate that we'll bolt this to. It'll add a little bit of weight, but just for experimental purposes. I'd rather not be cutting, hacking, and welding on our mount here. Then we'll put another bar across in the front here. Something. We will do something. Got these bolts on each side. Maybe we'll do like a bar across this way in the front and back. Kind of act like a chain guard in the front too.